This isn't based on a trending news story in particular, but I am using the WNBA Finals as an example here, just to get the point across that it's all connected, right? And sports is a good thing to use as an example. This is why I never encourage gambling, because you're going to find connections. Say if there's two teams playing each other, right? Now, that doesn't mean as a decoder that um that takes away the legitimacy of showing a scripted world, right? It's just the way the world's set up. Even as a decoder with this language, with the 26 letters in the alphabet, there's something with these numbers, right? And you have so many words and words within the words and different meanings for the same word. Okay? So, as a decoder, that's just from my point of view, right? So, this is just to show you how these connections can go multiple ways, especially when you're dealing with sports, right? So, that's kind of like a misprint up there, how it says Arizona Mercury face the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA Finals. They're still known as the Phoenix Mercury, so that's interesting there. But this is just my example here because notice the Las Vegas Aces, they hit the WNBA Finals. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting, because there's been a lot of Las Vegas energy lately. You see, for example, Dolly Parton postpones Las Vegas residency, cites health challenges, right? And that happens at a time, where the Las Vegas Aces reach the WNBA Finals, okay? Because, you have your different sports, you have this different entertainment, pro wrestling, music, new albums dropping, all of this stuff. It's under the same umbrella, right? For an example, Donald Trump has a lot of male energy with his character as president. So you'll see how that affects feminism and how it goes downhill, and it affects every aspect of the world we live, right? Just as an example. So you got that Las Vegas energy already with this Dolly Parton story, and you see how that crosses over to the WNBA, even though they're different types of stories. We have this Tupac Shakur energy. The number two, think about it, Tupac, his death date anniversary was, what, about 3 weeks ago, roughly? He was shot in Vegas. Okay? And then went on to die 6 days later. Shot in Vegas. Okay? And notice how the Las Vegas Aces, look at their ranking there. Second in the WNBA. You see that right there? I guess maybe going into the playoffs or whatever that represents, right? The second seed, maybe. But you see how that works, right? Second, like Tupac, okay? Tupac shot in Vegas. Tupac energy, Vegas energy, Las Vegas Aces energy. So you see how that works? Now, keep in mind, remember that 2 there. And remember, 9/11 was 2 days before the Tupac death anniversary. Remember that as well. Well, the Aces reached the finals to play the Mercury, but it's all lined up if it was the Indiana Fever instead of the Las Vegas Aces, okay? So, you're gambling, you're like, who's it going to be? Especially if you're using this work, I don't encourage gambling, okay? Because it's going to hit both ways. It's just how all of this stuff is set up, which is interesting, and it's still something we're we're trying to figure out, right? As a decoder, it's easier to see this stuff after it happens. I would never um say I can make any kind of predictions, but you can see right here Caitlin Clark is all about that number 22. You see that right there? So she's got the 22 on her jersey. Now she's injured, but her team is Indiana. You see, they fell to the Las Vegas Aces, and the Aces advance. Look at Asia Wilson. She has that 22 on the jersey. You see that? She's on Las Vegas. Okay. Now she reaches the WNBA Finals to play the Mercury. So, if you're looking for some kind of patterns with the two, you see Caitlin Clark, born on the 22nd day of the year, 2002, like 22, 22 on the jersey. You see the 22 with Asia Wilson there. You get this Vegas energy. Indiana, of course, is going to be a favorite now every season. Caitlin Clark's injured. She's not even there. They still have a chance to go deep and reach the finals, which they failed, right? Notice how the Fever got knocked out of this round. They had 2 wins. You see that right there? Okay. Right? So, you follow me here? So, it doesn't matter which way it would have went. You see, you're still going to land with this 2. And this is just kind of roughly, I didn't go in depth on this, okay? I'm showing you it's all connected. It doesn't matter which way it goes. And look who's guarding Las Vegas Aces Asia Wilson, Aaliyah Boston. Isn't that interesting? Boston, Asia, right? Interesting. And you see Asia Wilson right here with that 22 right there. And as I speak right now, it looks like the Aces are now up 2-0 against the Mercury, as that game 2 was today. So that's it. You see, that's interesting how that lines up, right? You know what? Basketball equals 22 as well. In the language, basketball, letters with numerical values. In this code that us decoders use, basketball equals 22. You know what? Boston equals 22 as well. That's Aaliyah Boston right there of the Indiana Fever. Boston equals 22. So look at all of these 22s. Twins equals 22 as well. That's amazing, right? So, wow. That's awesome, huh? So moving forward, something else about this 107 real quick. The Vegas Aces score 107 in the final game here to knock out Indiana. They advance to play the Phoenix Mercury. That 107's hitting big right now. On the world stage, Edgar Allan Poe, his death date anniversary is 107. That date is in a couple of days, October 7th, the 10th month and the 7th day. You can watch my last few videos and you can see how that 107 hits, right? So going forward, here's Caitlin Clark again right here. Look at Phoenix Mercury, fourth. I'm guessing that's their seed or whatever. They're fourth in the WNBA ranking wise. Look at that right there. So you have the number 4 and the number 2 team, and Arizona equals 42. You see that right there? Okay, so this was also trending recently. Early morning SpaceX rocket launch may be visible in Arizona. That was trending. Space like Mercury. And this trending as the Phoenix Mercury hit the WNBA Finals. Yes, the planet Mercury is located and orbits within space, making it associated with the entire concept of space and specifically the inner solar system. You know what else I just realized? Let me read this again. Early morning SpaceX rocket launch may be visible in Arizona. When, where to see. And again, that's trending at the same time the Mercury hit the finals. But the Phoenix Suns, they just uh, had Kevin Durant on their team. And now he's a member of the Houston Rockets. I can't remember if I think it was a trade. Yeah. So the Suns trade the Kevin Durant, big superstar, to the Houston Rockets. So that's another connection right there. So that's all I wanted to do is just kind of just to show you no matter how this stuff goes, sports is a good example, but with all of these stories, it's all connected, I guess, more so with sports when it comes to gambling. Okay. And throughout my recent years, I've actually tried this, placing small bets here and there, like, ooh, this number 22 is hitting. If this team loses, they land on 22, and it's going to be the other head coach's 22nd win with the franchise, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't work like that because it could also be the 34th this and the 34th that and the 30. You see what I'm saying? The world is scripted like that. Sports is scripted like that. And it makes us go back and just question the language and the number system and this code that we use as decoders to break down these stories. So, man, that thumbnail hits nice right there with very minimal effort, too. That thumbnail hits. So, that's all I wanted to get across with this video, is no matter how this stuff goes, it's always going to connect no matter how it goes, right? Because even me myself, I was like, oh, Indiana Fever maybe, but I mean, they don't have Caitlin Clark, right? So I mean, that makes it kind of obvious. But you see how all of those 22, they all hit kind of on the fly right there. And as soon as there's been other Vegas stories recently as well too, but yeah, that's wild. And as soon as I hit, let's go look at that score because this game 3 just ended. As soon as I hit stop, I'm going to think of something else. But look, this game just ended. So look, 2-0 right there. Let's just look at Asia Wilson real quick. Asia, Aces, Arizona. Let's just see real quick since we brought her up. And then, maybe something. Look at 22 points for Satao Sabali right there for the Mercury. Asia Wilson that gets the 28 points. Wow, Jackie Young 32. That's a two-woman team right there. 32-28. The next person gets 10. Well, they picked up the victory. So let's do this real quick. See how the Las Vegas Aces scored 91 points right there? Does Phoenix equal 91? Phoenix equals 91. Come on, man. You see that? On the fly, right? The Las Vegas Aces beat the Phoenix Mercury in game 2 of the WNBA Finals, scoring 91 points when Phoenix equals 91. All right? So, let me know what you think. I'm curious. I'm curious. It's all connected. That's my opinion. From me to you. Don't gamble. It can be serious for people. For real. Until next time.